Hello, my good friends. Today we're going to talk about design. And quick disclaimer, if you are not interested in design and that's just not your field of play, this video really might be just the worst for you. So maybe consider skipping this one and waiting till next week. But for anybody else that is interested in understanding my design process, I'm a designer, not an interior designer. However, I should say that my mom is an incredible interior designer, so I picked up as much as I could from her. But I'm gonna show you what my process is, where I look for inspiration, and where I start collecting goods to bring into the space. I've never done anything like this, but I did record some of the process of buying some of these items you see back here. I went to an antique mall and I brought my camera along, so I'll show you some of that later on too. I don't know if that's good or not. You'll have to give me some feedback on this one. I've just never done a video like this. So if it's interesting, please give me a shout. Design is incredibly subjective and everybody's gonna have different tastes for different things. My personal preference, the thing that I really am passionate about is looking forward and finding out what the next trend is and getting there before everyone else does and kind of reaping the benefits of something called future proofing, where you don't have to worry about the designs that you've created because they last a lot longer because you were ahead of the curve. Does that make sense? I do this with graphic design and 3D animation as well. Like, I'm trying to create something that's going to look good still in 5 to 10 years. And in order to do that, you gotta be ahead of the curve. Like some of you might know, I can go pretty funky with the way that I design things, and eccentric maybe is a good word for that. But like I mentioned in the last video, I'm trying to tame it down a little bit for this particular space. I want it to be a really good thing for whoever moves into this house after us, so I don't want to box myself into a corner and make it only appealing to someone that cares about design. A lot of times when I'm looking for inspiration, I, like everyone else, use the internet, Pinterest, Instagram, blogs to find things that I like. But to be honest, when I'm trying to create something that I want to be different and I want to be completely unique, my dog's here, you probably just heard him, his little feet clicking on the ground. When I want to create something that's just totally unique, I look somewhere else. And usually it's old books like this. It's truly like a secret design weapon that nobody else has access to. Does that sound snooty? I don't mean for it to sound snooty. It's just like, I don't know, it's just inspiration that I know isn't out there and readily available for everyone to copy. This is German, for anybody that's new around here. And I just feel like I haven't talked about him in a while. He's doing great. He loves the new studio. Sometimes it just feels like everyone takes inspiration from the same things, like Joanna Gaines or whatever. You could name a million other things just like that. But to me, it's just super fun to find something, a source that's not as tapped into. I guess that's all I'm saying. Let me just show you a couple of things from this book that I think are awesome. Check out this 80s modern room. Can you see that? Look at that fireplace. Check out that furniture. Brilliant. Let me see, what else is in here? This is not, I mean, I don't love the entire look, but that is totally fitting into the vibe of the Japanese Zen house sort of thing that I've been looking for. I really like this space right here. So you see some of this like see-through bright blue primary color glass. I've liked that so much that if I move out of the way, like I'm incorporating some of that same color there. I just think that's awesome. Okay, boho, you know that word? Have you heard that word? It's very popular right now. But look at this. This is in the 80s, and it just screams boho. And you're just like, wow, I can look back at a book from the 80s and see boho. It's just, you know, we all know that it's cyclical, but sometimes it's just striking to see just how much influence the 80s are having on what's going on in our design world right now. Look at this. I mean, how many of these types of houses are you seeing built in your neighborhood right now? Like the ultra modern, clean white look. There it is right there, the postmodern 80s. Just giving us those ideas. Look at these two 80s modern places. Look at that stairwell. So cool. And also, you got this another super, super cool 80s fireplace. Golly, man, it's so cool. Should put one of those in here. One consistency that I see in this book all throughout is that you have textures, different sort of textures all over every surface. I mean, it's just like different pattern here, different pattern here, 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 here. And that's just so different from what we've seen over the past 10 to 20 years. I mean, everything became minimalism for a while, and it just became really good to see a clean palette. And I am just so past that. I just don't care for that at all anymore. I would say that I am anti-minimalism at this point, way more pushing into maximalism. And I just feel like this book encompasses that. Anywho, using a book like this is incredible for getting some ideas rolling. It's also a little bit challenging because you can't ever find the items that you see in these books. They're outdated and they're gone. But it still lays a foundation so that whenever you do go into stores and you're searching or you're looking online, you almost have this filter that you're looking through to just help you make those decisions. All right, now I will let you see some footage of Anna Laura and me doing some shopping. Hey friends, we're out and about looking for some things for the studio, and I just thought I'd bring you along. We're currently in one of our favorite antique shops, just looking for some, you know, fun elements to add to the space to make it feel more like me. Nice little pair of dogs. This is a metal ant. If you remember from my last video, we're trying to build it out to feel somewhere between 80s modern, postmodern, and some Japanese Zen house feel. So lots of cool things in here for that, like this picture. I'd probably buy that picture, but it's a little too expensive. And Laura just found this vase. It's feeling pretty good. We're gonna try to find some wood to set it on top of so that we can see what it would look like in the space, but I think we might get. We'll definitely be buying this lamp and potentially that little clock if it was a little bit less. And Laura was another good find. A little blue vase. Check these out. This is cork art. Definitely getting the cork art. That thing is so cool. This is one of my favorite booths. Pretty cool cypress sculpture here. Really like that lamp. That's awesome. I like these bookends here. It's a cool lamp. Really cool sculpture. Oh, this is terrifying. Whoa. This is another one of my favorite booths. Always great stuff in here. Check this out. How cool is that? All right, guys, I'm back in the studio now, and we got a couple things that are pretty cool. This vase, ended up doing the blue vase down there and that little bamboo, or cork art, and that's one of my favorite books. I'll show you that at some point. There's another vase we got, and then I ordered this vase off of from somebody on Facebook Marketplace. So yeah, it's gonna be a long process. Like seeing just what a small dent all those cool things did to this room just shows it's gonna take a while to fill up that wall and make it feel really, really good. But thanks for coming along for the little journey with us today.
Okay, so we found some pretty cool pots yesterday and a little haul today to try to get some greenery and some cool pipe. So stay tuned.